to get her hair from this to pale and peach, but we're definitely going to give her a really cute short haircut. So just a little word about Kelly. We decided that this looks like about 10 inches, so we should try to save as much of it as we can so we can donate it. I can't really do a ponytail with a blade, and I want to cut hair with a blade, so we'll just kind of take sections as we go. But just a little bit about her haircut. She has one side that's going to be pretty concave, and just the idea is to get a really, really nice straight line on her from the front. And then she's going to have another side that's going to be a little bit more graduated to build some weight here. And the top's going to be able to sort of flip to expose that side or kind of cover that side and balance it out.
We're going to take a lot of the length out of the middle of her hair so that the ends look really piecey at different lengths. And add a lot more layering to the So under here I'm taking it from short and then leaving the length here. And I'm going to cut this middle section the same. So I'm taking the length out. It's going to give it an interesting way that the hair falls on the ends. Then I'm going to layer it here. That's a lot of hair. I'm not sure if I want to do concave here yet or not. I'm probably going to start concave and then add more if I don't think it's enough because she's got a lot of hair. And then the same here, I kind of want to have a short to long effect with the length from here, so she has more layering here to longer in the front. That way she can pull it back for her. And then the short pieces will kind of peek out from around the inside of it. That's my vision.
And is that decision on the layering kind of normal for you when you're looking at a long layer and you're trying to decide how much layering is going to happen on the top and on the inside of that?
Do you mean like I can't decide, like maybe I might take some off and then add more?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think that's the kind of thing that I think about too, that if I were just learning how to cut hair, I'd say, is there a for sure way of deciding that? And the answer is probably no. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different amount of hair. That moment, the photographer and them all coming together at the same time and getting that feeling. How many people here have thought about, gee, I think doing photographs would be fun, interesting. It's like half the people here. So it's a really good thing to start studying. Probably where you start is just by the love of magazines and looking at great photographs, deciding what you think looks really good. And then now that everything is digital and you can take your own digital pictures, you should really be thinking about at least starting to get some sense of taking digital pictures of your work or things that you see that you like, or even of animals or something, so that you get some sense of what it looks like in your mind's eye, because you have your mind's eye, that's how you imagine things to be, and then what it looks like in real life, and then what it looks like in a picture. Those are three completely different things. And for those of you that want to work in that world of photography, you have to learn to see things and sort of emotionally translate it into what it might look like in a picture.
How many of you were here for our last presentation that we did, where we talked kind of about our inspirations? Yeah, kind of a lot. So Gary, did you talk today about what our inspiration was for this class?
No, we really haven't.
So can you guys tell? What do you think it was? Texture?
Paper magazine.
Color. You got that, did you?
Yeah.
Color. Yeah. It was really, I mean, sometimes it's like we talked about last time where it's a lot of really specific things like photography or like a band or something really specific, some kind of art, something in nature. But sometimes it's really just kind of more obvious. And I think it was, we knew we wanted that it was spring. So what do you like about spring? Who likes spring?
Flowers.
Sunflowers. What else? Ice cream. What else? The sun. And I think that spring always reminds us of color. Winter is always kind of a dark and not colorful time, especially here. So we always start thinking of color when we think about spring. So we kind of did the same thing. We sat down and it was the first thing that came to us was color. And a lot of the inspiration for this shoot came from our photographer who had the idea of the hot pink background that he was really inspired by, and using the kind of flash that gets the lighting that we had. And then I don't know how we ended up with orange, but it sort of goes with spring is cheerful and So we wanted to have a bunch of different saturations of orange.
Not doing enough reds. Because you're supposed to go really red at the roots and muddy on the ends, and you're supposed to say, that's really ugly. And then you fix it. So why does that happen? Does everybody know why it happens? You get hot roots, but why? So you lifted too much at the roots and got it warmer at the roots and not enough on the ends. That's one. I mean, we could go on all day about what happens because there's really a million reasons why that happens, but that's the most common. The other really, really, really big reason for reds not to look as good as they can look is that it's a porosity issue. That when you have highly porous hair, it rejects warmth. And reds are warm, right? And warmth means the presence of gold and red. So when we use those words warm and cool with our clients not so smart, we need to say red or gold. Or when we say cool, we'd say not red and not gold. Because it's really silly if you say to a client, oh, you know, I'm going to make your hair cooler, I'm going to use violet and blue. And there's usually very few people that say, gee, that sounds great. I'd love my hair to be violet. So you really have to say not red and not yellow. So learn how to use the words that sound like colors that they can imagine. Because if you can't communicate the colors that you're doing, you're not going to be very successful as a colorist. Because you just end up with results that are so far off that even if they're pretty, it wasn't in their mind's eye. So you have to get their mind's eye and reality to come together. And you do that with your mouth and with you